Hey, what is up? This is Christian. Today marks the first week of me being back in school and working part time for the first time since I've started this job that I'm at. Um, so initially, when I wanted to take on this project, I really thought that, the idea I had of it was really it was it was underdeveloped. What I was gonna do is after I was done with my homework, when I had extra time, I would take on these projects. I would watch these tutorials. I would do this and that, but only when I was done with my homework, only when I was done studying for my classes. But what I have been realizing is that there's some real deep value in what I'm doing. I'm gonna learn a lot more doing this than what I would from a lot of my professors. I mean, I guess their knowledge is more extensive in the fields that they study, but in the fields I want to go into, the things that I want to do, doing these projects, I can choose what I learn and I can choose what I work on. And in terms of that, there's a lot of really, really deep value. And if I find people with specialties in these areas, I'm going to get a lot more out of it than I would doing the classes that are required for my degree plan. Those classes are also important to have a very general idea of computer science, but when you get into the specifics of things, you need to take on your own projects and you need to pave your own path. And I had this plan to do it after my homework, but instead I've been doing it actually before my homework. So the first thing I do every single day is I'll get up and I'll do either an algorithm video or I'll watch tutorials on Django, because the project I want to do is for full stack development. And as I've been doing these projects, it's just become kind of habitual. I get up and I just do that right away before I'm not a morning person at all. So before my brain even turns on, I'll start doing these videos and I just start doing it, and then I get into this flow. And unfortunately, during the weekend, I'll have to cut it off a little early because that's usually when I work. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the most part. But during the week, I notice when I'm doing my homework is all I'm thinking about is my other project. And then there's also this conflict that when I'm doing my homework, I'm thinking about how I could do my homework to improve myself in the other sources I'm learning from. So for example, if I'm doing Java and I saw something cool that I learned in Django, I an object oriented related thing, then I'll try to implement that. Or if I'm doing I'm also taking advanced object oriented programming, and I'm trying to write a very simple a chess program. All I have to do is I get the position of the chess piece, and then I have to see whether or not it can move from point A to point B. And I've been program the professor. I think the intention of the professor is to have us build this simple program, and then expand on it, and then make it more into object oriented, because we're not even allowed to use constructors, we're not allowed to use encapsulation, we're not allowed to use any of that. Like, we're supposed to make objects, but everything in the object is public, so there's no getters, there's no setters, and it's actually harder to do it that way because I'm overthinking it. I have this perfectionist mentality because I've been learning all these different things. I want to implement everything at once, and the thing is, I'm not at that level yet. I'm not even close. I've watched it and I haven't had practice implementing. So to be able to implement on this is a good start to have some parts of it implemented, but the whole purpose of this is the professor wants us to code this, and then they're gonna have the TAs look at it, and the TAs are gonna suggest to us how we can improve, and it's gonna be like a small 1% improvement. And that's something I gotta understand. I'm not gonna be able to make a 100% improvement all at once, completely implementing everything I learned. No, it's about the little 1%, the little 1%, the little golden nuggets. So each time I look at my code, I can improve it by 1%, by 1%, by 1%. It's almost impossible for me to write a perfect program the first time around. And that's what I've been trying to do. And I've been legitimately stuck on this very simple chess program because I want to make it as object oriented as possible. I want to make everything like very easy to expand upon because I predict the professor that's what he's going to want us to do, which he may not even do that. He may like just want to see what we're capable of and then completely change up the project. Like that's also very possible. I have no idea. But I mean, I just having this perfectionist mentality or having this expectation of myself is it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I don't know. A few years from now, I'm gonna start noticing a significant improvement in my programming. It's gonna become like it's gonna start coming very natural, and I might forget like all the struggles I went through. I'm gonna be sitting there. Someone's gonna ask me, "Hey man, how'd you get so good at programming?" And I might think about it, and I might even think to myself, "Man, maybe I've always been good at programming." I might forget this hardship that I'm going through. My last video where where I couldn't even remember how to use and in Python. I thought it was the and symbol like in Java, and evidently in Python that's the bitwise operator. So I was sitting there using the wrong syntax, and it took me almost half an hour to figure out what I was doing wrong. So that's the person I am right now, the person that's learning, the person that has to fail a bunch in order to get where I need to go, get to where I'm going, and I'm gonna need to keep doing that. I'm not gonna be able to implement what I'm learning in clean code 100%, but I can do a little 1%, and then later on I can go look at it and be like, hey, as I was remembering this, I should start implementing it like this, and then making those changes incrementally. These big leap changes is what's gonna mess me up. It's gonna hold me back a lot. So that's just something I want to keep in mind as I'm growing, and I'm really looking forward to continue growing. Hopefully, my goal is this weekend to finish the Django videos, so I can start moving toward my project. I might have to do a little bit more studying because some of the HTML and CSS that I've been watching is I mean, I have a basic understanding of that, but it would be good to have either like another resource to refer to or go through another set of tutorials to understand what I need to, like the general ideas of what'll help me build my web applications or mobile applications. So it's something I'm gonna have to think about. So that's about it for this weekend. I hope you all do. I hope you all have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.